You know that we knock 'em down. CBT, CBT, CBT. Yeah, we know we knock 'em down. CBT, you know we knock 'em down. 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 Yeah, knock 'em down. Yeah, knock 'em down. CBT, knock 'em down. CBT, CBT. Oh yeah, you know that we knock 'em down. CBT, CBT.
What up, YouTube? It is your boy Big Kool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, along with
John G. What up, everybody?
Hey, and we here to discuss what we just witnessed on the undercard. No, not undercard. Yeah, undercard too, excuse me. But mainly the main event taking place between IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, defending against Dominic Breazeale. But before we get into the main event, we're going to start on one of the undercard fights with a notable name. Chris Eubank Jr. He was taking on, I don't know the guy's first name, but I know his last name was Doran. I'm going to let JG dive right into that matchup.
Yeah, Chris Eubank, I mean, he did as he should do against the guy he was fighting. He was faster, crisper. I mean, he was just flat out better. And, I mean, it showed, and he got him out of there just how he should have. But what I will say, you know what, I'll let you talk about it, and then we can talk about what we talked about before. Go ahead.
All right, well, me and JG are on the same page when it comes to Eubank Jr. He's very athletic. He has decent hand speed. It seems to have good power, although it wasn't evident in the Billy Joe Saunders fight when he needed it. I mean, he's a lower B-level fighter in my opinion, and I think that him calling out Triple G spells disaster for him. I admire his, willingness and courage to want to challenge himself and test himself against the best in the division. And why not do that against the guy who we all consider the best in the division, Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. But he's a clown to me, and I'm not saying like I have a problem with him, boasting and doing any of the things he does in the ring. But when I say that, it's just watching him from fight to fight. To me, it seems like he just doesn't care to work on the things that got him his first L against Billy Joe Saunders Jr. That made him look okay in other fights. He pulls out with his head up. He tries to do the bob and weave with his hands down, a la Roy Jones Jr. He really seems to abandon his defense, and I don't like that, especially going against the upper echelon guys in the middleweight division and potentially the super middleweight division as his career goes along. I would like to see him focus in on improving on the things that he needs to improve on, and just continuing to sharpen, the things that he's good at. But it seems like he all about showboating, and it's gonna come to a head when he faced Triple G, if that fight is indeed finalized, like Eddie Hearn is saying could be. I think that fight has mismatch written all over it, unless his power is really special, because we know Triple G hasn't been dropped ever as an amateur or pro. Never really, been hurt. I haven't seen him watching this fight. So, JG, what are your thoughts on Eubank Jr.?
Honestly, I'm right there with you. I don't think that he's really improved from fight to fight like I would have expected him to. To me, he lacks two things. He lacks like technical, technical skills as far as improving. Because I think that right now he's just winning fights off talent. He's not really, technically sound. He can punch. He's, athletic, as you said, but he's still, he can tighten it up, man. I think that he gets hit a lot more than he should for somebody with his pedigree. And tactics. I don't really see him setting stuff up. I just see him showboating, and it's okay to make it a show for the fans. But I feel like he's trying to every swing he's trying to hit a home run. I don't think he sets up anything. I don't think that it doesn't, like when he fights, it doesn't look like there's a game plan intact. It just looks like he's out there fighting Like his trainer didn't watch any tape. Like they just going out there and scrapping and leaving it out there. And I think that's all wrong for him at this point in his career. Yeah, he won. It's cool. But when he fights somebody who is just as talented or more talented, he doesn't have anything that he can in his arsenal that can get him over that hump. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, people who are listening.
But pretty much I echo the same. You know, my bad. I just the same thing. He doesn't have a go-to plan. And the last thing I'm gonna say about this is that it looked like it hurt him to use the jab. If you know what I mean, it's like use your jab, dog. You could have set up easier. You know, your offense much easier than what it appeared against his opponent. But you want to practice things against these type of guys so it comes, you know, natural once you step up. You know, you don't want to have to be behind the 8 ball and trying to, you know, you got Triple G lined up for next fight. Okay, now you want to work on this. You need to be working on things that you know are vital to you being successful in this sport. And the simple thing with me is like, if I was a trainer, jab, jab, jab. I said it before. You can win a fight off a jab. You can lose it not jabbing. You can set your defense up. You know, it sets up your offense. It sets up everything. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. We all know that. And I just would like to see him take it more seriously going forward. But he does have a beautiful right uppercut. I mean, that right uppercut, it when he lands it you know, knocks the sweat off and it stops you in your tracks. So that's definitely his best punch. But he definitely throws his left hook wild. He kind of looked like Roy Jones a little bit, a less talented version of Roy in there when Roy was in his prime, fighting some of the guys. He could get away with those type of things. But on to the you want to add anything else, JG?
Nah, that's it, man. I'm tired of talking about this fight. Let's talk about the main event.
You're a JG. So he gonna go dive right into it. The main event. Give us your thoughts from what we just witnessed a few minutes ago.
Honestly, man, I thought that Anthony Joshua showed that he has the tools to be the best heavyweight in the division. I thought that at times when he needed to be, like defensively, I think that he's improved since the Dylan White fight. Now I know that we haven't had very many rounds to judge that sample on. I mean, we've had a small sample, but I mean elbows, hands up, you know what I'm saying, rolling punches. I think he's gotten way better. And there were times tonight that I saw him stick and move, use the jab, you know what I'm saying, Tom Breazeale. I mean, to me, he showed me more. He showed me what I was looking for out of Chris Eubank. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there were times that Breazeale hit him a little bit, and there were times that he was a little bit vulnerable on the inside, and that he wasted some punches and threw some wild right hand. But at the same time, man, when he had his plan A taken from him, from Breazeale, he was able to go to plan B and work that throughout the whole night. Yeah, plan A wasn't working. He still was trying to work plan A, but plan B was there all night, and he was prepared for it. And I thought it was a great performance. Breazeale, tough as nails, man. You're tough, man. Even though you got
Hello. Well, JG kind of went out right there. But my thoughts on the fight is that, you know, Joshua is very good. Joshua is very good. I'm going to reserve judgment to saying he's the best heavyweight in the division. But I definitely agree with JG. He can be the best heavyweight in the division. He did waste.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He did waste a lot of his punches tonight. When just by, I guess maybe because he had Breazeale, you know, the type of opponent, not to knock Breazeale, who showed to have a very good chin. It's just that it was just a different level. Joshua was a level or two above him, plus the more experience. You got to remember that, not to make excuses for Breazeale, but he was a former college, you know, quarterback. He's only been boxing for what, 8 or 9 years. I think the commentators might have said that might have been false, but I mean the experience clearly showed in the technique and, you know, just the things that both guys presented to us in the ring. But I think Breazeale will be back. He'll be a contender. Not saying he'll win a championship or nothing, but he's definitely a guy that, you know, is always involved in entertaining fights, and you got to give him props. He performed like a professional fighter should, you know, win, lose, or draw. He came to fight. He gave it his all. He didn't fold under the pressure once, Joshua kind of turned it up. And, that's what you like to see. But Joshua, man, power, height, athleticism. I still would like to see him kind of work the body more, show more of an inside game, and not waste too many punches. But he got all the tools to be the best, man. But I want to see him and Wilder. If not this year, definitely beginning of next year, because Wilder, as JG informed me, has called out Anthony Joshua. He was, covering the fight and calling the fight live from New York City in the studios. So, along with Steve Farhood. So that's a fight we want to see. Obviously, Wilder wants to see it. He has business to take care of July 16th against Chris Arreola, but hopefully sometime down the line we get that fight, because that's really right now, in my opinion, that's the fight to be made. Because with Tyson Fury pulling out, I know he has a legitimate, ankle injury, but still he's goofy. You really don't know what are you gonna get with him? Fight in, fight out, press conference. He says things. He really does. I don't know if he works as hard as he should. Being, I'm gonna say he's the best heavyweight in the world right now, because he beat the best. But I mean, like I said, the fight that I want to see, and I think I can speak for JG, is Wilder versus Joshua. Both of these guys seem to want this, want greatness. They both seem to always be in top notch condition, and they both, possess explosive power and very athletic. So, that's a fight I want to see next. But I'll give Joshua a B for his performance. But I would like to see him face somebody more experienced and a little better than his last two guys he's fought come next fight. Anything you want to say? Pardon words, JG?
Really, I mean, the fight that you want to see is Joshua and Wilder, which, what I'm saying, that's probably the second best fight that I want to see. I still want to see Fury and Wilder. And both fights that I want to see involve Deontay Wilder, because he has a great equalizer. And I think that he can beat both guys. Now, what I will say about Tyson Fury is, it doesn't appear that he works as hard as the two guys that you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: if Vladimir Klitschko doesn't motivate you, because he, you beat him once and you were motivated. If beating him a second time to cement your own legacy doesn't motivate you enough, I don't know what he's gonna do with these two guys. I really don't. And to be honest with you, if we're looking at the Breazeale fight, we're talking about him not having experience. Do you really think that Tyson Fury gets him out of there like Joshua did tonight?
Nope.
Because, yeah, exactly. That might even go 12 rounds.
He might beat him. Breazeale might beat him. It's not like Breazeale.
I'm not going to say that. I think that Fury is a little bit more skilled, a little bit more craftier. But he can out-hustle him for 12 rounds. But I don't think, honestly, I don't think Fury stops him in 12. I don't. Before 12. And Wilder would take his time knocking Breazeale out, too. So that's one thing that we got to take into account here. Breazeale was very tough tonight. And he took a lot of punishment to get out of there. It wasn't like it was just, he came in cold and got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot to get him out of there. And he was getting punished all night. So, I mean, we can say the experience factor, but experience, he was tough, and he was undefeated. He was not, he really was trying to win the fight. He just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, heart and determination, trumps experience. And when it comes to just a fight, when it comes to an all-out, firefight, even though that wasn't what it was. Now, if you're talking about just technical, yeah, skill is gonna eventually overcome the heart, for the most part. But in a firefight, you got hard determination, and your will is strong. It'll do like that. But like I said, Breazeale shown to have a good chin, and these matchups vary. The styles make fights. We don't really know. Like, we know Wilder and Joshua can punch, but we don't really know who punches harder and what it is they possess until we get hit by it, which we're not gonna experience that, fortunately. But hey, kudos to Breazeale for a great effort. Kudos to Anthony Joshua for continuing to perform like a professional, not taking any opponent lightly, and doing what he has to do to maintain that IBF heavyweight championship belt. and he probably marches on to a mandatory defense against Joseph Parker, which eventually, if it's finalized in May, we will talk about down the line. But hey, we're gonna wrap this video up tonight. We will be back with you all tonight, later tonight, live, after the Keith Thurman versus Showtime Porter fight, live Google Hangout. Join us. Leave your Gmails in the comment section below if you want to participate. It will be explosive. We will recap this fight again because some of our bros from CBT who's not a part of this video are going to share their thoughts. But we're going to be talking about every fight from the Eubank, Groves, Murray, Joshua, Breazeale, on to the CBS card. So stay tuned for that. Like this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at Colossal CBT. Head over to Facebook, like our Facebook page. I'm Big Kool, signing out also with
John G.
And we out here. Peace.